Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at NECA's Eastman and Laird's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Signature Edition Foot Ninja, which is one of the black and white comic style figures, and it's basically just a repaint, so I'm not going to go into like the full-on review as we normally do, but I will give you all the information you need to decide if you want to track one of these down. There's definitely some really good stuff going on here, though there are a few things with this particular release that I have to note as being not so great. So let's go ahead and get this guy off the stand and take a closer look. I will give you a height measurement in case you don't want to check out other reviews for the other information. We'll get into that in a second. He's about 6.5 inches. That's going to make him just about 16.5 centimeters. Here he is up against Darwin. They are pretty close to the same height. He's just a touch taller. Okay, so let's do a quick question of the day. How do you guys feel about stylized paint jobs when they're executed really well? For me, I love them. I don't want it to be the only figure I have of a character in my collection if it's a really stylized paint job, but let's say for Marvel Legends, for instance, I'll just pick a random brand. If they're going to do stylized paint jobs of figures we've already gotten, they need to be executed like this, where they actually look like they came out of a comic book, not just 3 lines of paint that looks like the character peed himself. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the aesthetic on this guy. It is solid white. It is mostly painted, it looks like. There are some parts I think that are molded in white, but I'm pretty sure there's paint on almost all of it for the white, and then obviously the black is painted, and it's really, really good. It's nice and sharp and clean, especially for the price point. Like, yeah, you could have it look even nicer if it was $100, of course, but it's pretty darn good. It looks really, really, really nice. It looks like somebody sketched it, and I love that. It's not symmetrical at all. The paint that's on there matches the sculpt. I'm very thoroughly pleased with the way NECA has handled these black and white figures. I happen to really like them. I think they're super cool. I don't happen to have, though, the old Mirage Ninja Turtles in black and white, so I need to track those down. If anybody happens to have a set and they want to sell them, I guess let me know. I don't know if I'll be able to afford it, but I understand they're quite expensive at this point. But yeah, I don't have those, unfortunately. But here's the thing I wanted to talk about. One of the things that's not so great. If you look at the box art, there, not back there. And then any of the ones that are on the inside, which is more of the same artwork mostly. I know it's hard to see. But what do you notice that this figure doesn't have? It's strikingly obvious. Well, there's 2 things really, but one in particular. Well, one is he's way more shaded. I get that. That's fine. They did that to make it look good. But here's the other thing. It's way more shaded everywhere except the face. The face has a heavy shading on every drawing on the package, and I think it looks really good. These guys not having any of the shading on the face and only the heavy line work, it does detract from the look of the figure. So that's a bit of a bummer. Then the other thing from an aesthetic standpoint, since we're reusing molds that we've seen a bunch of times now for the various foot ninjas, these guys do have a little bit of muscle coming through on the chest. And these guys are very slender and baggy looking. There's no chest physique really at all there. So it does detract. And these guys are clearly a lot thicker than these. These are based on, the mold here is from the much earlier ninjas that NECA released for like the arcade game and the cartoon and that kind of thing. Not the cartoon. So it's a little bit different than what the actual Eastman and Laird Mirage comics look should be, but I think it's passable and it's reasonable, but it definitely would be better if we got at least some new mold parts. So I'm not going to bother rating it because, like I said, we've seen these before. It's basically just a paint job. But I'll go through the accessories for you real quick. For the accessories, we do have the bandana head and then the unbandanaed head. That's very nice. We have the 2 fist hands, 2 gripping hands, a whole slew of accessories for him to actually hold. It's weird that the throwing star has 0 black paint on it. I wonder if that's an error for mine or if they just did it that way. It's very strange that it has nothing. It should have at least the circle outlined, I would assume, but it doesn't have anything. So still a good set of accessories, and that's one of the other problems is, let me grab the box again. If you look at the artwork, what do you see right there? He's got his sword on his back, and these original molds did not have that, and so the figure does not have that. So you cannot add the sword to his back in any good way. I mean, obviously you could custom it or something, customize it, but he doesn't have that. So that is another problem. A little bit of a downfall, but now you're aware. It is the same body we've seen a ton of times. It's basically the same as Shredder. If you want to see Shredder that looks like this, it's going to be up there. And I'll also put another video up there that has this figure, specifically this mold, not Shredder. being reviewed for the articulation, but you guys probably don't care about that at this point. So I'm going to end it there. You have the information you need. You can see what it looks like. You saw all the accessories. It is the same articulation as before, so there's no point in going over it. I think it's a good buy. If you're into the comic book look, the black and white especially, if you already have Shredder, grab one of these guys, maybe two of them, put them on either side of Shredder. It's going to look like a nice little display. Very, very pleased with the paint job. Definitely would like to see some new mold work going on here and there, though, and definitely would like to see some paint job on the face. So there it is. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, a thumbs down is okay, too. And if you don't like it, let me know why. I would appreciate that. You never know. Maybe I can improve on the thing you didn't like. And if you haven't subscribed, you might want to. I have new videos every single day, except for Wednesday, and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.